Hey, I'm Rob Uhrina, the head of marketing for Relitix, and I'm joined today by Adie Dugan, who is our head of client success, and we're here to talk about a brand new product that Relitix has introduced to help out measuring agent performance and facilitate the whole process of agent recruiting with some incredible metrics. So welcome, Adie. Thank you for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Rob.
So, Adie, here comes this brand new Express product, which is the light version of our Pro product. But just, 5 bullet points. What does this product do?
Yeah. So this product gets you the information on the agent sitting right in front of you, right? The agent that you have high interest in. You want to know their production. You want to know their trends. You want to know, are they heavy buy side, heavy list side? You want to know the things that they're not actually able to identify about their own businesses. This Relitix Express is going to help you get in front of agents who haven't had the opportunity to talk to before. So crafting, generating targeted lists of agents. I hear so often, I just want a list. I just want a list of people that I can recruit to, right? Fantastic. Here it is. Under a minute, you have your list, right? Relitix allows you to separate your list down into groups, into pain points, and use those AI metrics to really understand what is it that I'm speaking to when I'm talking to this agent? What is my hook with them? And to say the words that are going to trigger an agent to be interested and to stay in the conversation and want to have a continued conversation forward.
So when we look at brokers, a lot of them with their agent metrics and their recruiting are flying what I'd call blind. Even if they have dashboards, sure, they have dashboards. A lot of it, in a lot of products out there, there's so much information, so much content. It feels like noise and maybe even junk stats.
Yeah, so I always talk about Relitix as this data intelligence for the real estate world. I've grown up in grown up. My adult career has been in real estate. I started as a receptionist at a Keller Williams, and now I'm running head of success here for Relitix. So I feel like I've seen so much and covered so much, and in each place that this journey has taken me, there are always these questions around like, oh, if we just had this information, we could make better decisions. If we could tell what was going to happen in the market, right? If we had a crystal ball, essentially, everybody would love a crystal ball. But of course, we don't have it. And coming to Relitix for the first time, joining this team, it was such an aha to me of like, okay, no, we don't have a crystal ball, but I can get pretty close to this crystal ball with Relitix if I just can understand and really find out what are those questions that I'm really trying to answer for my company, right? I'm going to find them here in Relitix. I just have to spend a little bit of time to learn the product. Our CEO, Rob Keefe, is a third generation real estate guy. His family owned and operated a real estate company out of Lake Geneva for generations, right? You're talking about somebody who understands fundamentally what makes real estate tick. And so coming from this background of how brokers actually think about their agents and what they're looking to get into their brokerage, how brokerages are trying to make decisions, right? The AI that Relitix is providing is just cutting right to the chase, right? You don't have to recreate the wheel here. We know what you're looking for too, because we were also looking for it.
This is a fine balance between data science and practicality, right? It's not one of those where you can just get focused on the data science by itself without having some practical application behind it. What is in this Express product specifically that's AI oriented that we could put some meat on it and say, hey, we're just not using the word arbitrarily. There is something in there that's going to help a realtor run their business better. What is that?
Yeah. I think the thing that people latch onto the most is definitely our switch risk, is a big fan favorite. It's at first it's kind of hard to get your head around, right? Because like I mentioned, I'm not an AI person. I'm not out there building AI, and neither are the brokers. That's not their job. Their job is not to like be able to replicate how to build good AI insights. Their job is to go out and to sell real estate and to find agents who are going to succeed in that. So what they need to know is switch risk is my example here. A broker needs to know that for true AI, not just something that's like a static point in time, they did this and therefore they're switch risk, right? But what are their habits? What are they constantly doing? And how do we measure that against what other people did who did leave their brokerage? So our AI switch risk kind of works like this. Imagine you're looking back in an MLS history, right? All the data, all the homes that are being sold, all the things that agents are doing, they're updating their contact information, they're expiring properties, they're selling, they're coming soons, all this data, right? A bunch of noise. And Relitix can go through and comb through this data and say, okay, here are the agents who just recently left their brokerage. Hundreds, right? There's going to be hundreds, thousands of agents across MLSs that are leaving their brokerages. What were they doing in the months before they left their brokerage? And then can we find commonalities, but this giant group of agents who left, oh wow, they all have these similar patterns of behaviors. That's interesting, right? And some of them are really obvious, like they canceled out 5 listings all in the same day. Like, yeah, you're definitely moving brokerages, right? But a lot of them are not obvious at all. And on the surface, as brokers ourselves, we would not say, well, that's an indication that someone's going to leave, right? But that's the true power of AI is it's able to give us information that we ourselves would not recognize as a predictive measurement. So we're going back and we're saying, okay, all of these agents who left are all doing these same kind of commonalities, right? Roll that forward. What are agents doing right now in their MLSs? Oh, they did this commonality. Little flag. Not calling them a switch risk, right? That was just one. Ah, they did it again. Oh, they did it again. Okay. They're doing so many behaviors that match the same behaviors as agents who left. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not in that agent's head. I can't say for certain they're about to leave. But what I can say is they are doing things that other agents did before they left. That's reason enough to have a conversation with somebody. The reality is it's predictive. It's giving you the opportunity for a conversation, right? And to dig in and find out what's going on in that agent's world. I think the mistake that I see so often with people when they're recruiting is they put their brokerage in the face of the person and they say, hey, this is my brokerage. This is why you should be interested. Look here, right? Talk to me. And agents, we're all busy. We're going about our day. We're doing tons of things. If that's not on my mind currently, then no, I swipe it to the side, right? You get about maybe 1% people who are like, oh, okay, interesting. What Relitix can do, you've got the switch risk, and now you have some of the other AI insights as well, or just general information given to you in a way that you can look through and say, I see what your pain point is. I see what you're struggling with as an agent, or I see what you're really good with. And let me tell you about how my brokerage supports that, right? As a human, we are way more interested in conversations about ourselves, right? That's just the truth. If you come and start talking to me about me, I'm more interested in being in this conversation than if you're talking about you or your brokerage. So if you acknowledge, hey, wow, I see you had a fantastic year, but I also noticed that most of your business is on the buy side. Tell me about your listing journey, right? However, you may start that conversation. Everybody's a little bit different. But the Relitix metrics are going to give you those pain points or those talking points. And the switch risk is going to help you zone in on those who are most likely to be doing something very, very soon. So to me, it's not that the switch risk is your call list. It's that the switch risk is your like dialed in list, right? It makes the difference of if I've only got 30 minutes to work on recruiting and I told myself I was going to do recruiting because I know that's how I grow my business, then I'm going to dial in on those switch risks in the list of people that I have with specific pain points that I can talk to them about and say, I see you. I see what's happening in your business and I have a solution if you're interested, right? That feels so
Yeah,
much better than just,
yeah,
hey, this is my brokerage.
for sure. And and this all gets back to agent retention. And it also gets to agent recruiting on who ultimately might be available for a conversation. Maybe they want to switch firms. Maybe they're showing the signs of doing so. I want to switch gears though. So when I visit the Relitix website and I look at this product, it seems that the page pretty much is talking about this no hassle guarantee to get started. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah. Yeah, we again are very aware of what a broker's life looks like. If I'm looking for a solution, right, I'm thinking about recruiting, I want to get started today. I don't want to do a demo and talk to somebody and negotiate a price and like, okay, get it set up and then come back to me. And by the time you come back to me, I'm already off chasing down my other agents or dealing with a contract discrepancy, or God forbid, some MLS issue. Now, you're the one on the other end of our website really putting this information. So I would love to hear what you think about the pricing and the structure of Express.
Well, that's I would say the most unique thing about Express is it's got an accessible price for every broker. You know, a lot of solutions out there run from anywhere $300 up to $2,000, and the price point of this one sits right at $69.95 a month, and that is practically giving it away. But more than that is, I think, with how busy realtors are and they want things done now, they necessarily don't have the patience, or should I say, the time to sit there going back and forth on demos or scheduling demos or going back and forth on contracts. This is a product you could immediately use on day one. All you have to do is just go online, enter in your MLS, we match it up, and then you could use it within the next hour. And there's no other company that currently does that. So that's actually my favorite part of this Express release.
Can I tell you a little secret too, Rob?
Yeah.
I have absolutely used Relitix when I am in contract negotiations with another agent to be like, let me just see what kind of agent you are. Like, what kind of business are you doing? Oh, you never work in this market? Okay, good to know. It's been my little secret sauce a time or two as well.
Wow, it's just so important to know who your cooperating broker is and even your rivals on, on the other side of the table. It's just valuable information. So that's all we have for you, gang. We're real excited to share the new Express product with you. And I love it when we have some time with Adie because she's always in touch with customers and she's always really energetic about what we have here. So keep perusing the page, check out Express, and if you have any questions, you know how to reach out to us at relitix.com.